Saw a lot of misleading information coming out of the major media networks, and I was actually very stunned that that's what occurred. And slowly but surely, I found out that WOJB had the best, most accurate information out there. It wasn't as fast as the media was, but ultimately it came down to having the most accurate coverage, and the best educated minds were up there for interviews and talks and symposiums, I guess you would call them, maybe. That's what
What was the biggest misperception that you think non-native fishermen had about this style of fishing?
that they can't do it themselves. All they have to do is change their own laws. I mean, we kid around and say we kid around about the DNR being gods, but we know they're not. And non-Indians seem to think that that's true.
There was this feeling that somehow you were going to deplete the resources.
Not deplete, totally wipe it out. Plus, come to the ponds at their family farms and wipe that out too. There was absolutely some of the craziest stories out there I've ever heard, and that ultimately is probably what scared most people, is that we could come on their property and do anything we wanted, and which was foolish. But you know, that's how rumors go.
You help feed a lot of other family members with your fishing?
Oh yes, lots of them. I wouldn't be able to eat it all. Wouldn't want to. I like variety in my diet, not the same old thing day in and day out. I don't drink the same beer every day, and I don't eat the same food every day.
So we got how many fish there? About eight fish so far?
I don't know. I've
I
never
wasn't
counted them.
counting there, but it's piling up there. You gonna have a meal later today?
Yes. I got some breakfast here. Which one of you guys are cooking?
Let me grab your attention for a minute here, straight on. All right. Okay, there we go. That's a good profile picture for the world to see. That's
There
the
you
best
go.
knife. That's the good knife. Okay.
That's the good knife.
Tom, tell me straight up here. I says, what's your most memorable experience on the lake that you can remember?
Oh, geez.
You ever have an
I
event
guess
out there that just startled you?
not startled me, but I think it taught my boy something. We were at Chief Lake, and we were going along the shoreline where there was some homes there, and it was the night before the opener.
Open water fishing,
Right, for the
rod and
for every
reel.
rod and reel. My son Philip was with me. He hadn't been with me on that particular lake too many times, but he was with me that night. We ran into a bunch of non-natives, and they were obviously having a party at one of the homes there. And I told him, I says, "You see those guys over there whooping it up?" I says, "I want you to be quiet when we go by there. No matter what they say, just be quiet, don't say a word." He said, "Why is that?" "Because you're going to hear something that you'll never be able to hear before if you are yelling at them or talking back to them." He says, "You'll miss it." I says, "It's worth so much in life to hear this." "Well, what is it, Dad?" He says, "Just hold on. Let's go by there. We're going to fish along the wall there." So one guy spotted us, and he told his friends, "Hey, you guys, come on out here. Look at this. Check this out." So they all run out, they all holding beers and drinks in their hand. "What are you guys doing?" And I told him, I says, "We're just harvesting." He says, "Harvesting what?" "He's harvesting our walleye. He's harvesting our fish." And the comments and the yelling got louder and more excitable, and we just minded our own business and kept on going. And my son says, "Dad, why don't you say something back to him?" "It's not worth it, because then you'd miss it." "Miss what, Dad?" And after lots of yelling and screaming, it finally came. "Why don't you guys go back where you come from?" "That's it, Dad." He said, "That's it." And I said, "That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It shows the total height of ignorance of racism." And if we would have been yelling and screaming racial epithets back and forth, we would have probably missed that golden moment.
There you go. Thanks, Tom, for talking with us today. We
You're
appreciate that.
welcome.
Come into your home and watch you fillet 8 or 9 fish there. World's record fish filleter here in the Lakota region. Take care, Tom.
Thank you, WOJB. Thank you, Paul and Nick.